Welcome back, YouTubers. So far, I have made a few videos showcasing this game's negatives and positives, and this is just a recap, a final what to say on the title altogether, my point of view, and everything like that. Now, graphics absolutely amazing on this title. Everything from the weather that sometimes happens, the night schemes, the lighting. It's just amazing. I mean, give an idea. Just take a look at this vehicle here, and it is covered in mud. This is what happens on a battlefield. Let's see if I have one. See, here this one is. This one as well. I actually just accidentally played a battle in this, did really well, and I managed to earn this tank for free. Never played this T-26 before, but I did okay in the last match. I mean, for someone who hasn't played in a while. But anyway, as you can tell, the mud just builds up, cakes on. This all gets washed off after they exit the game and restarts again. It gets washed off and you get a whole brand new skin. Anyway, like I said, little stuff like that makes the game really cool. The models look excellent. I love seeing little effects like side armor getting blown off during combat, and you got this big space that's missing. I remember that on my other account, I can't remember what the heck it was. I had side skirts. I think it may have been Panzer IV-H or maybe a 3 with side skirts or something. But yes, it was pretty cool to see that. Little things like that. Alright. Sound sounds wonderful. I love how the machine guns make the distinctive daka 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 sound everyone likes to make. The blast of the cannons sound great. Artillery blasts, the planes flying by, dropping bombs, all sorts of doing strafing attacks. Everything sounds really cool, and I give credit to the company for making the sound and graphics really good. The downside to the sound is I would love to have heard the nation's natural language. German speaking German, British obviously speaking English, Americans English. You get the idea. World of Tanks does that already, and that's one positive thing. Now, controls, I've had issues. I just played a match in this T-26 mod here, and I was driving along, and I decided I was going to turn a little bit. This was an arcade, and I spun right out, fishtailed out of control. Alright, started the tank up, started driving again, going forward, started to turn, and I was instantly stuck on something in which nothing was around me. I was like wedged into a spot, and the turret traverse, not the turret, but the hull traverse was super agonizingly slow. People say you gotta keep driving forward in order for this to correct itself, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, if that's how it's supposed to be, then why isn't it programmed in the game already like it? Why is it sometimes I could drive straight, take a turn, or stop moving altogether, take a turn, and have no problem? The hull traverse would have no issues, but I have had issues with that, and that problem's still in the game. I haven't played the game in months, and I just played a game in it now, and the issue's still there. It's been there since almost 2 years ago now, since I played this. And no one's mentioned it or said anything about it. That's kind of strange. Anyway, that's the only control issue I really have had. Now, the gameplay mechanics is where the game starts to fall apart, and relatively fast. And I don't like the whole idea of being a one-shot kill anytime and almost all the time. There's no entertainment value there. You're in a tank, you want to drive or have to drive, and you don't want to be grinding through the thing forever because you keep getting crap matches where everyone just pops you once and it's dead. There's like no consideration really to the player, and the representation of tanks being I'm sorry, I grew up with the impression tanks to some degree were basically big vehicles, armored, protects the crew while they had a big gun to shoot. But how does that relate to the game? It doesn't. It's non-existent. I mean, you can sit there and shoot and shoot and shoot at a target. I've done it with a 10.5 millimeter on the Sturm Howitzer, and I've perforated a tank like 7 times. These are with HE shots. The shots go in, and they're not doing anything. And that blows my mind. A high explosive hits the tank and either punches through it and explodes in the fire. A fireball gets into the fighting compartment and it's pretty much over, you know? But here in War Thunder, you're very much led to believe that tank's armor is paper. It's not existent. Basically, you might as well be just driving around like in X-ray mode like this, because the armor is pretty much non-existent on some of the tanks. But I've noticed that even with my knowledge of tanks and whatnot and weak points and all that stuff, shooting these spots sometimes it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Okay, you knocked his engine out. He's not going to go anywhere. Big deal. The crew's still inside. The turret still moves. And they can still kill you. The game's very much about whoever gets the first shot usually wins. And I can understand that philosophy to some degree, but damn it. I mean, damn it, really. It gets irritating when the first shot is an instant death. And it just happens over and over and over. It makes any armor moot. There's no point. There's no reason to have armor at this point. And I'm confused why include armor, except for I've noticed a lot of times I would be shooting, and I don't know why or what's going on, but I hate to sound like a crazy person here, but I think sometimes the developers have programs to pick on certain people to say, hey, you're going to have a batch of purely shitty games. Your penetration's going to suck and whatnot. I know this sounds crazy, but if you think about it, how crazy really is it? How else would you convince someone who's not wanting to buy premium anything? How else would you force someone to buy premium if they're not interested in buying premium? You give them round after round after round, weeks at a time of crap matches, and just keep doing it and keep doing it and you keep failing and failing. Like I said, my worst matches, I stopped playing this long ago, and I was doing, Jesus, what was it? About 900 credits per game because I could not kill a goddamn thing. And yet, I've been in platoon with people that are killing 12 enemy tanks in the same tank I'm driving. What the hell? Yeah, and when I shoot them, I get bounces, or the shell disappears into the tank, or the shell just goes in, does like super, like no damage. Like I shoot the back of the tank and somehow I'd hit the guy's optics in the front and nothing else. Makes no sense. I don't know if this has been fixed since then. I played one match. I might give it another try. I don't know. But I've had too many issues with it. And none of them are good issues. These issues seem to be occurring constantly. And I don't know. I just don't know at this point. Because other people claim they don't have these issues. Other people, like, again, Angry Nerd. If you like War Thunder, check his stuff out. I cannot suggest it any stronger. The guy's pretty square on what he tells you about the information about the tank, from what sources he's reading from and whatnot. But he's a decent player too, and he shows it. He just goes around, pops. Usually, one shot kills everything in what he's driving, and for the life of me, I've even posted stuff on his video. I just don't understand how he does it. I could hit the same target with the same tank, and some weird shit will happen, like I'll bounce, and I don't know. It's just weird, and there's too many issues like this that constantly happen. That and the Ridge Warriors, I can't stand, that hide behind stuff and shoot and kill you. The constant base raping. You may have maybe 2 games and then a 4th game where everyone will just base rape and get away with it. And it sucks. It just sucks. It's stuff like this that needs to be fixed, but Gaijin won't fix it. They refuse to. Other issues are the graphics settings I've talked about in a previous video, where people can remove grass, bushes, and whatnot to have an edge. If you got a machine running, being able to run everything, run it. That's the point of having the stuff there. You know? The lower graphics settings are for people that that don't have the machine to process all this all at once. But people take advantage of it because it's competitive. Anything to have an edge. Anything. So if I were to rate War Thunder right now on what I feel is its position in the hierarchy of the 3 top titles of the tank MMOs, it would be ranking number 3 because of these issues. If these issues get fixed, I personally I honestly hate the fact of being a one-shot kill all the time. It defeats the point of having armor. The whole, oh, you gotta angle your armor so shots bounce off. This same thing applies to World of Tanks. It's stupid. Because not many tankers during World War II, if you did any form of research, took the time to angle their tank, realizing, oh well, this will add something, a certain percentage extra to my armor, let's do it. Not many tankers did this. It was usually straight in your face or medium range combat. That's what it was like. It wasn't angle your armor to get the advantage. We know this now because we have learned it from the results of World War II in other battles. But again, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I find this title to be number 3 spot of the top 3 tank MMOs. I hope you people have enjoyed these videos. I've took some time out to talk about them. Now I have the whole process of posting all these videos online. Yay, that's going to take some time. But I mean, it's not unplayable at times, and then other times it's absolutely awful. And I think that goes with any MMO at this point. If you're having a bad day, it shows. And I don't believe in the whole, oh, you're having a bad luck streak. I don't believe that bullshit for a minute. I think it's just a ploy by the developers to force you into matches you can't possibly win, or are programmed to actually lose before you start. I know it sounds like crazy stuff, but it all makes logical sense from a business standpoint. A twisted form of business standpoint, if I might add. World of Tanks has got the same thing going. Give the person shitty match after shitty match after shitty match, and he'll get so angry and frustrated, he might want to go out and buy premium something to have an advantage. I'll tell you right now, if I'm having match after match that's pure crap, the last thing I'm going to do is turn around and say, I'm going to buy something from this game. I don't know if the logic is there over in Europe, or from what I understand, these are mostly Russian companies, or relatively close to Russia, that have produced these. I don't know if that's the logic in Russia. I don't know. I don't live in Russia. I haven't been to Russia. I'd like to go to Russia. Beautiful landmarks there. And I wouldn't mind. I would not mind going. But if that's the logic, to get an advantage, you got to buy your way through it. I'm just not going to do it. First and foremost, it's a game. You're supposed to have fun playing it. And honestly, this game really stops the player from going all the way fun factor, you know? Like one shot and it could be from across the map and you don't know where it's coming from. But the death cam will show you where it came from. Isn't that nice? You get to watch your death from different angles as it hits. Kind of sucks. It's almost like you are a loser cam, and we're going to make fun of you for it. It's a nice feature, but there's no reason to show it off twice before you die. You know, you can turn it off. That's a good thing, but anyway. I would rate this, again, 3rd place. If you have other options, I would go with it. It's, unless if you want historically accurate tanks and whatnot, go with this. I hope you've enjoyed the reviews. Enjoy what you're playing. Talk to you next time.